Welcome to this new series on the Gothamchess YouTube channel called How to Win at Chess. In all of these videos, I play against Twitch subscribers in 10-minute games. I will start with a player, and I will go up and up the rating ladder, talking you through the opening, my thought process in the middle game, and potentially how to convert certain endgames. Now, what's funny is that I actually do make mistakes in the games that you're going to see, so you'll get to see how I react and adapt to the situation on the board. We will be attacking in a lot of games, defending in some, and hopefully you will pick up concepts in all of the stages of the games. Use the timestamps on the video player to jump around and let me know your thoughts in the comments below on things I did well, things I can do better, because this will obviously be a very long playlist of videos. Hope you enjoy. We're ready to go. Make sure you're in live chess if you're playing. Twitch is saying hello. YouTube say hello back. People being nice this morning. I'm gonna play some 10-minute rapid games, ascending from 1,000 to 1,800. We're gonna talk about the games. That's it. I got nothing else to say. All right, e4. I guess we should start out with a very principled e5, right? Just to teach you guys how to play certain king spawn openings. He plays knight c3, which makes me think that he is going to play the Vienna. Now, in general, against the king spawn, knight f6 walks into the Vienna gambit. But let's play it. Let's play it. Knight f6. I generally recommend knight c6, but he plays, you know. So I'm testing his Vienna gambit. Now here, every move for black is losing, except for the move d5. You have to strike back in the center. You cannot take the gambit because refer to, you know, my Vienna gambit video. You have to play d5. Okay? Gotta play d5. Now is the question of, does he know what he's doing? Okay, he takes on e5. That's correct. And now we play knight takes e4. So hopefully he isn't opening the course to play. Okay, plays queen f3. That is the move that I recommend. Put your knight here. If you just put your knight out, they go d4, and then your knight no longer really, I don't know, your knight doesn't really do anything. It's not doing anything in the center. So it's one of these rare cases you should actually put a pawn out. Plays d4. Doing this immediately is inaccurate because you can actually, you can take, and there are some problems associated with this move. Like, for example, bishop to b4. Yeah, we just got to figure out the right way to do this. So if d4 right away, the move knight c6 puts immediate pressure on this pawn. So if they take, they triple their structure. We don't need to take right away. Okay, now we do take. I'll tell you why in a second. Now, when he takes back, we cannot take because of the pin. However, this is why you should always look for checks. With the arrival of this bishop on b5, this is inaccurate, and he should go and learn the line. That's actually how you study openings. The bishop does not go on b5 in this variation. For this exact reason, queen a5 check. And queen b5, queen e1, we win a piece. So you don't put the bishop here. In fact, you don't even play d4 here. Against c5, you have to play queen g3. So that's how you learn the line. Like, I know he has the course, and if he doesn't, then you got to go review the line again. You have to go see what you're supposed to play on c5. Now, he could have also taken my knight before taking back. So he could have played, like, bishop c6 in this position. But then he's just giving me the light squared bishop on the diagonal. So irregardless, it's not what he wants from this opening. So that's, yeah, that is a fair question. Like, I mean, he didn't have to do this. He could have taken, but this is still bad. White wants the bishop here to maintain vision on this pawn when I castle. And this is just bad. Right? This is just bad. So anyway, those of you asking about my hoodie, I got like 5 new hoodies yesterday. I needed more color in my life. So now I have a purple one, a light blue one, a black one, what else I don't know what else I got. But anyway. So c3. Now, you can get tunnel vision and keep hunting with the queen. That's what a lot of people would do, because they just moved it twice. They see a good third move. Queen, there's nothing really wrong with queen b2. He just moves his rook, and then we can take the pawn. But we are kind of not developing any pieces. I mean, look, now is the perfect moment. Just get the king to safety and then do your work. A very important thing when you're lacking space when it comes to pawns is you have to find a way to chip away at those pawns, right? So a move like pawn to f6 will be useful for me, especially when I castle, because I'll have the rook there. And that will be nice. At the same time, this bishop, I can get it involved with the queen on this diagonal. For now, I'm just going to castle. Okay? So, easy. Now, I'm assuming he will as well. Naroditsky said, attack the base of the pawn chain. That's fair, but it's also, you know, advice you get in chess is situational. You can't attack the base of this pawn chain because it's defended with 3 different pieces. In fact, it's the piece in the position which is defended by more pieces than any other piece in white's position. So we sure are not going to land anything there. In this case, we're going to have to attack the front of the pawn chain. There is just no other way for us to make progress in this position. We can also, you know, rotate this way, but that's the thing about chess. Like, advice that you get, that I give or Daniel gives or any teacher gives, it's situational. It's oftentimes based on exactly what is going on in that particular position, which you then have to put on your mental checklist in all future positions, if that makes sense, right? So in this case, I'm saying f6 is the best. Whoops, I can't take my own piece. But you know, strong players are always constantly monitoring how all the pieces are interacting. Like, for example, I know my queen is safe here, right? I know that my queen is also defending this pawn. So he plays queen g3, the purpose of which is to line up some attack here. But my opponent here is failing to the concept of continuity. That queen used to be protecting something. Like, if you get really wrapped up here, you're going to panic, right? But you don't need to. Like, you could just play rook f7 and defend, or even sacrifice the rook for the bishop. His queen used to guard his knight. So that's just a free piece. Like, if you get so scared of this, you're going to start defending against it preemptively. But he just hung a knight. Like, that is just a free piece. Queen takes knight is free. Used to protect it, but hidden in all this is the fact that, you know, the knight is hanging. And if he plays bishop h6, like I said, I have multiple options. Pawn to g6, for example, just sack the rook, or just rook f7. And it's, you know. However, there are some tactics. I will say, okay, well, he plays rook. There are some tactics. Now I'm going to bring this queen back here, not this way, because I would really love a queen trade. Now, if I trade the queens, I am completely winning. I never have to doubt anything. So if he had played bishop to h6 and I had played rook to f7, he could have taken. And I can't take back because of the pin. I also cannot take with the rook because my rook is defending against mate. I would have had to take with the bishop. And he could have played rook takes bishop. Right? He could have played rook takes bishop. Why not queen g4? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Because I'm an idiot. Wait, so I didn't even have to play rook f7. Oh, you guys are on point today. Look at... All right, I need more coffee. YouTube, I'm very sorry. No, yeah, so the concept is there. Just go queen g4 and... Okay, that's actually very instructive. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. So, yo, chat. YouTube, you should thank chat. They pointed that out correctly. Look at that. Unless you guys are just using stockfish while the game is going on. But if you found that yourselves, then impressive. Yeah, queen g4 is very good there. Very, very good. The same, I don't know, why did I, like, blank on this move? It's funny, the move queen g4 did not even occur in my brain. Okay, should I play it now? I feel like that's stealing your idea. I'm not gonna steal your idea, okay? I feel like that would be cheating. Listen, random people, when they watch my videos on YouTube, will just straight up accuse me of cheating, because they'll be like, he's looking somewhere when he's playing. Someone did that in, like, I played some Title Tuesday games. Played some other games, too, like my rating climbs. So, anyway. I'm looking at those guys. Looking at chat. So. Yeah, so he moves his queen. Now, what's the queen attacking? It's attacking the pawn. I can play the queen back to e4, but I'm just going to develop a piece. And, now we're fully developed and ready to go. Next move will be to take this pawn. We are finally ready. So, again, he messed this up in the opening, right? Like, when you get an openings course or you're following an openings video, you gotta understand where the branches happen. So the first branch occurs here because I play knight c3 instead of f5 or knight c6, which are the two other moves. Then I play c5. The other moves that you will face are these, you know, the bishops and the knight. c5 fights against the move d4. You cannot play d4 when I play c5. And his very next move was d4, right? So that's why he ran into problems, because he went for a setup against the prepared opponent. He could play d4 in other games and it will work, right? But in this case, it won't work. Anyway. Now when we take this pawn, we've opened the gate over here. So we've got the rook opening. I'll just take it. Why not? I mean, trade the pieces off the board, get it into some sort of endgame, and we'll be happy. Okay, I can take this pawn too. This opens this, but this is defended, so we're fine. Next is we're gonna bring the rook. Our rook hasn't moved for 20 moves. We've played 20 moves of chess. Our rook hasn't moved at all. So, you know, of course I can also take here. You know, but I want you guys to get into the practice of, like, you know, simplification. Sometimes is even better than taking a free pawn. We also have this. The pawn is pinned to the king. We have a lot of free pawns that we could take here. A lot of free pawns. Bishop h3 is good, but it doesn't actually threaten mate because it's protected. But yeah, we have a lot of free stuff. A lot of free stuff. At the same time, a lot of people throw punches with their feet stationed, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? When you throw punches, you need to, like, move the whole body, right? You know, everything's got to rotate together. You throw punches with your feet planted, overextended, right? So a lot of people, they'll just send all their pieces off to fight, and then they'll just leave everything unguarded in the back. So I just want you guys to control the position more than anything else. Cool? Cool. Outstanding. Yes, that's what I mean. You can, I'll take this pawn. I'll take this pawn. I like this pawn because at the same time, now I see this, right, in the future. So, am I a GM? In the hearts of many, if that counts for anything. Is this going on YouTube? I don't know. YouTube, is this on YouTube now? Oh man, that Tony Ferguson fight, man, against Oliveira, yeah, terrible. Although I gotta say, Charles Oliveira is a scary fighter, dude. He is a scary fighter, dude. He is a scary man. Okay, I'm gonna bring this bishop out. Oh, we'll bring the rook in a second. It's gonna bring the rook in a second, and this knight is gonna jump out of the way. Also, bishop h3, and like I said, last but not least, if I just remove his rook from existence, the game is gonna be a lot easier. So. Okay, so I can give a check. Actually, that check looks very good because his options are going directly into the pin again, or walking into the middle and losing after knight c2, queen c2, bishop f2, and I take the rook with check and then I take the queen. So queen d3. That's why you always look for checks. This move is the best move in the position, and it's not close. You always got to look for the check. And sometimes it's going to be the best move. And now we see the problem because I go knight e2 check. He cannot take. And he also cannot take like this because this is not, it's not defended. That's what a lot of people forget, right? There's none of this, right? But they also forget that the rook is not protecting the queen because of the pin. And now it's really, it's bad news. We take with check. This move avoids mate. He plays it, but there's still check and then mate like this. We don't let the king escape. And, well, I mean, I basically said everything there is to say about this game already. I mean, it was just a slight mistake in the opening, and then this little trick. Always remember, there's this little trick with the queen check to pick up kind of a lone bishop that can't be carded by a knight. That's the big difference. Sometimes there is a knight which protects the bishop, but in this case, we just chop the center down, win a nice game. All right, Jordan is next. Jordan is next. Let's go, Jordan. I'll start with d4. I'll play a London. I'll play a different opening every game. So bishop f4. Okay, c6. I mean, there's a lot of good moves here. I'll play e3. Knight f3 is fine too. Okay, he's playing a he's Londoning my London. So against this setup where they London the London, I like to go c4. I actually don't like to go c3. I'll show you guys why in a second. I like to turn this into a bit of a queen's gambit. Because when his bishop leaves the queen side, it destabilizes the queen side. Right? Like, his pawn is weak. Now, remember that concept, attacking the base of a pawn chain? See, now this is where it would work. I like knight c3 and queen b3. So I'll play queen b3 first. Right? Now is kind of a cool way to beat a mirrored London. And you get a nice position. Thorium Carbon, appreciate all the subs, guys. If I don't call you out by name, I still appreciate you. Yakits, remember, you can click subscribe, and if it says subscribe for free, that's what it means. Okay, instructive. He goes queen b6. If I take, he takes. Don't double his pawns. You want him to take you. All right? You want him to take you. Why? Why do we want this? How does this make any sense? Open rook. That is worth so much in this position. Worth so much in this position. In fact, he's already made a mistake. We can take the knight. And then this pawn will be hanging. Except, oh my god, I am totally out of it this morning. I cannot take this yet because I haven't moved my knight. What am I doing? Wake up, please. Drink coffee. If I take his pawn, my rook is guarding my knight. He takes my knight. I had to move my knight first. Okay, I move my knight. Jesus, what am I doing? This is good, though. I'm learning, too. You guys are learning, and I'm learning. Everybody's learning. That was insane. If I had moved my knight first, this would have been a threat. But if I take, I would have hung my knight on b1. Terrific. Somebody says, what's the difference between IM and GM? That's the difference. A GM would have taken the pawn. I didn't. See, a GM would have taken that pawn. But I'm better than that. I didn't take that pawn. Anyway, now we will at least learn how to play by pressuring on the queen side. Okay? So first things first, b4 is a good move here. Always b4. All right? Thank you. My recommended ELO for the courses is always on the website, so feel free to check it out. So we need to put the pieces kind of like this, somewhere in here. Right, somewhere like this. Of course, we will just develop for now. We don't need to do anything complicated. We just develop the pieces. What trades would we like? Well, a trade of bishops would actually be kind of nice for us, because his bishop is kind of locked out of the game. This bishop is quite strong. And we will use the concept of a reroute here. It's going to be very important. At the same time, there are tactical ideas like wrecking his structure. So, for example, this, 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 this. And we get 3 pawns for the sacrifice material. So we could do that. That is something that awaits us in the future. For now, I want to castle my king. I want to get my king out of the center. But the game will be decided with this lack of space that he has on the queen side, okay? Given the pawn structure, you can trade light squared bishops. You also cannot. Like, it's actually okay to do both. His best plan in this game revolves around a pawn break, right? And I'm not going to say which one. He's got to find it because playing viewers, I don't know who's seeing and who's not seeing, right? Like, I don't know. But that's what his play will revolve around, whether or not he can find a break here. And hopefully he can't, because that would be really nice for me. It's a good move. Do I take or do I let him take me? Let's let him take me. Let's get the feared pawn diamond. It's a good move. Very good move. Very, very good move. Yeah, I mean, I made such an error with bishop takes b8. If I still had my bishop, I would be so happy. He would just be lasering the board. It's okay. We'll learn from our mistakes. Man. That is what he should be doing, yeah. That's exactly what he should be doing. So I'd like to play bishop to d3. It's bad because he can take, and my bishop doesn't have anybody guarding it. So I'm going to play rook d1 and bishop d3. That's my current game plan. No, it's not about the coffee. My opponent's just playing very well right now. I can chug the coffee. It doesn't stop them from playing well. Another idea is to play knight to h4. The point of which would be to just get his bishop. But right now it's a very locked position. And right now I'm not sacrificing on a6 because it'll open my b4 pawn. If my pawn was on b6, okay, he takes. All right, this is helping me a little bit now. Because now my structure isn't doubled, and that is a very serious consideration. You see how that changed? Now my b4 pawn is just rock solid. Okay, he really is going for trades here. No trade for me. I want to trade on my terms. For example, now expanding the... Oh, no. He locked his bishop in. Now I just go f3. Now I just... Oh, no. He just locked his bishop in. That was like the one mistake that he was making. He actually played so well, he needed to break with e5. That's what he had to do. He had to, at some point, try to break out with the move e5. But he locked his bishop away. He can play bishop c2, but then just rook c1. Guys, I am aware there is a move, but you have to ask yourself, why am I saying it is trapped, right? It's because bishop c2, just rook c1, and that's it. Now, what do we take with here? Good question. Could take with anything. I mean, I'm leaning knight and pawn. Let's take with a knight. Pawn is good because at least you always build for the center. But now, the way we will win this will either be to play just on this side, or, like I said, to just sacrifice on a6 and get in. So we might give back the bishop to win some of his queenside pawns and just be winning in the endgame. E5 is not an outpost because he can remove us. So an outpost, you have to be like unremovable. So, oh no, my pawn. Thanks, Lucas. Thanks, Zeher. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the subs. Okay, he's thinking, so I think he realizes the issue if he actually plays, yeah, so... I can take... Again, this is free, which I don't... Oh, I like this. Oh, I like this. I like this. Bishop g4 is a concept of danger levels, right? Because if he takes, I will have knight to f7 check, so... Who do I think will win Tata Steel? Is Magnus Carlsen playing? That's really just the question that I have. Thanks, Cerebral, for the 5 sub gifts. Good game. I'm assuming I played you, right? And now we have knight to f7. So, bishop g4 would not have been possible if he had not played the pawn to f4. It's the light squared weaknesses, and now we're up a full rook. So this pawn is a little bit scary, but nothing, you know, nothing that bad. And we will fight for the open file. Once we trade his final rook, it is very easily winning, because in the bishop endgame, all of the pawns will be lost. Shout out to Boston. We got Boston in the chat. Like, that guy is literally the city of Boston. Like, Boston local government is in the chat. So, the bishop will swoop in, chop, 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 easy clap. Who's up next? Caterpillar Boss. Great name. Please get into live chess. If you get skipped, it's not my fault. Okay, let's bring this bishop back right here. Now, of course, he should play on. I mean, you guys should play on. can resign out of a sign of respect, playing a very esteemed international master. But at the same time, at this level, definitely don't resign. Are you crazy? Just play it on. Don't resign. Also, I saw Moist Devi in the chat. Shout out to Moist Devi. But definitely play on. Definitely play on, because you never know. I mean, you can push these pawns, you can force my bishop back, then you can drop the rook into f2. Like, it's still some chances. Still some chances. Some chances. What's up, Dr. Psionic? At what rating should one start resigning? Come on, man. You don't need to think about it like that. You don't need to think like of a meta. If you want a rating, 1500, put 1500 on it. Don't do that, man. Don't be like, well, now that I've achieved a certain rating, I will resign all games where I am at least at a 4-point disadvantage. Don't do that. No need for stuff like that. Okay, rook f1, as I said, the plan is we just gotta trade this rook. Literally, that is the #1 objective. Simplify the rooks, and we win the game. You know, you can also simplify a rook for the bishop and this pawn. What do I mean by that? If he had moved his bishop... Okay, is this just a trade by force now, by the way? That's a trade by force. He cannot escape a trade. I was going to say, if his bishop made it here, you can take. Sometimes that's also good, because it will relieve the pressure of the pawn. And then being a bishop up in this endgame is good. All right, here. And like I said, I'm not even going to use the rook. I'm just going to show you the power of the base of the pawn chain, attacking it. As someone quoted an Ereditsky video, this pawn's not going anywhere. And that's a good move. That shows you getting into the base of my pawn chain is also good. But I'll just play king f2, and he pushes. Okay, that's good. Don't hang your rook. Please, don't hang your rook. It's the one lesson here. Do not hang your rook. Do not hang your rook. You can, like, take his pawn, hang your rook, and I'm not even sure you're winning anymore. So now if he takes with check, I take his pawn. We are still a rook up. That is not... that's a free bishop. Now you could, if you wanted to, resign, but just, yeah, you could also play on. I mean, listen, it's not illegal to play on. That was a, you know, that game had a few instructive things in the opening, like c4 and queen b3, making this queen trade happen and not rushing with bishop b8, honestly, playing knight c3 first. And then the way you put pressure here is, let's say they play a6, so you can't do take, you play b4. And then if they play knight d7, here you have a very key move. Okay, very key move, the move b5. Moist Devi, what's your chess.com username and rating? That's all I need. You have b5. This is the point. Using this pin so they cannot take, and then you get something like this. This is nearly completely winning for white. So that's what you should do. That's how you can achieve a perfectly winning position, a totally winning position, right? With b4, b5, and knight c3. So that's what I was going for, except it turns out that I'm just stupid and I rushed it, and yeah. Okay, then let's play after. Let's play a Scandinavian against this guy. Last e4 game we played e4, e5. This game let's play a Scandinavian, because this game I'm trying to go up. I'm trying to go up a ladder, but I can play you after if you're down, or the next time that I do one of these. Okay, so bishop to g4. He's not attacking my queen. He's actually playing my recommendation against me, which is pretty funny. This is my course. Playing against people who are playing my own openings against me. And now I'm going to try to castle queenside and play pawn to e5. That's what I'll try to do. My opponent says, thanks for the streams. You got me to 1600 blitz. Oh my god. Wait, this guy has 1600 blitz. I don't like that. Okay, let's go e5. Is e5 the right move here? Uh-oh. Okay, well then I gotta focus. I mean, I'm playing a guy who's 300 points plus higher. You bought the course 2 months ago but don't have time to study? Okay, well, that happens. Is this just a free pawn? Why is he saying course all the way? Okay, is that not a free pawn? Can he take? Some tactics? Queen takes? Oh, some tactics. What about push? I don't know what's going on. I can also take, and play queen d4. That is a free pawn. What I don't like is this move. There's always ways to attack the queen here. Or who knows, maybe I am playing my own course against myself. Tricky, man. I teach all these people things and then I forget everything. Okay, I'm gonna long castle. I want to get my king out of the center. When in doubt, get the king out of the center. You start fighting too quickly, you're gonna lose. Yeah, this literally is me against... Oh, now I remember. C4 is... Yeah, uh-oh. This is a bad position for black because he's gonna get to push his pawn to d5. Okay, well, we know that we're messing up. So what do you do when you mess up? You try to stabilize the position. So he's gonna go here, and I want to land my knight in the center of the board. I'm gonna accomplish that by chopping and then playing knight to d4. So we're slightly worse, but nothing terrible. So we're gonna take. He cannot go here because of losing this. I don't know why he's thinking. Dude, come on. Easy move, easy move. Don't need any fish stock for that. Okay. Now we have kind of stabilized the position. Of course, maybe we are a touch worse, but we're okay. We're okay. Good move. Good move. Good move. He wants to take my pawn. Oh, he wants like to take my knight and then take. I can slide over and defend. I can also take, but then this stays open, and that's just a little bit unpleasant. That trade actually I don't think is very good for me. We can also sacrifice the pawn on d4, so we can just try to develop our pieces quickly. I'm inclined to play the move queen f6, or just try to defend this pawn with the queen somehow. Also c5 is interesting, but then of course there's n peasant, and that doesn't look very good for me. So what do we play? Like I said, sacrificing the pawn is just an option. Take, b6. Take, king b8. And take, and play a6. All of it is like mildly unpleasant. All of it. All of it is mildly unpleasant. Can also slide the knight. But then there's bishop g4. Pinning me to the king. Let's go here. Let's go here. Queen c5. I don't want to pin ourselves. You know. Oh man, I don't know. It's very tough to figure out what exactly is best here. It's so hard. I'm thinking to bring out my bishop next and then my knight. You know what I'm also thinking? I have breakfast ready, so I'll be right back with breakfast. Little egg sandwich never hurt anybody. Knight d2. Okay, finally. Knight d2 is a move that is not good. That is a bit slow. But who knows? Maybe this is the best move in the position. And I know nothing about chess. So I think I'm going to go knight h6 here. And here's my logic. If he plays knight to e4, attacking my queen, I'm actually not even going to move my queen, right? I'm not going to move my queen. Instead, I'm going to use the concept of danger levels and chop his bishop with a check. And, okay, so pawn takes. Somebody in the chat said knight d2 is the best move. How do you know that? I don't like knight d2. I think knight c3 was better. Okay, now weird stuff is happening. Now weird stuff is happening. b3 is too slow. Just too slow. He had to do something, you know, with the oomph, you know? This move doesn't have this oomph. This oomph. So maybe G5. I don't think G5 is the best move either, but opposite side castling, bishop B4. Anish really destroyed you in the Instagram post reply? How? What? How did he destroy me? I commented I understand. What? YouTube, you tell me. All right, let's talk about this. Anish posted a picture in a really nice black shirt. I said, Anish in black, I get why he's married when I see Anish in black shirts. Okay, so that's a compliment. And Anish responded and said, and I get why you have a girlfriend. You're flirting, that flirting game, damn. And a little, what? That just seems like two guys like complimenting each other. How is that in any way a roast? Is that a roast? Is there a, he said you were flirting with him? That's literally what I was doing. How is that a roast? What? Okay, I got roasted, sure. Yeah, this guy in chat says I got roasted, so I got, all right. Anyway, bishop d6, because we're lining up this way. I mean, he looks good. He looks good. What am I gonna say? Like, obviously I was flirting with him. Also, just think about that conceptually. How is it a roast to tell someone they're flirting with you? What? Anyway, whatever. I'm not even, whatever. So my queen's under attack. I'm gonna go queen f4, you know, because I'm flirting with the bishop and the knight here. You know, I'm getting in close and personal, you know? English is his second language? Oh, the guy in the chat. Oh, not Anish. I was like, what? I was like, what? Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm missing some moves. This guy's finding some good moves. Hey guys, do me a favor. Do me a favor. Can you please take it easy on me? I mean, what is this rook e4 business? I mean, come on. Now he's gonna win my pawn on d4. I mean, this is just silly, guys. Please, take it. I'm old, man. I'm old. I'm not... What? I'm old, man. Some tricks here. Some tricks. I think I'm still doing pretty well. Because I feel like there are a lot of tactic. Oh, well now I really think I'm doing really well. How did he find rook e4 and on the next move he missed a discovered attack on his rook? People are strange when you're a stranger. Places seem different when you're alone. Women are wicked when you're unwanted. Something, 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 something. When you're strange, boom, boom. No one remembers your name. When you're strange. I'm singing a song. Oh, it's places seem ugly? I thought it was places seem different. Or is it people seem different? I don't remember. Okay, that's not actually hanging. And you'll notice that I just simplified the material again. That's just what I did. Yeah, I mean, some of the Doors music is just like a little bit of mumbling and then you just kind of like vibe. So. Okay, so we're gonna, oh no. I mean, come on, like how did this happen? How did he play so well and then just hang all his pieces? Guys, stop it. It's 16, come on. I expect great things from someone rated 1600. And this guy's writing me messages in the chat. This guy wrote me, shout out Will, Jared, and Yoni. Come on, man. You shouting out your boys and then hanging all your pieces. That was a tough game. He was better in the opening, and then, I don't know, he did some weird stuff. I don't know. That was weird. All right, now we're moving up to the 1400s. We are moving up to the 1400s. Here we go. Snower, you are not online. Snower? You kidding me? Joking? You sign up, you're not playing. Ewan Smith, you're next. Edwin Smith. In the meantime, other guys not available. Guys, you kidding me right now? We're mid-recording and you're not even in live. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? Come on. All right. Ethan 1460. You are next. Ethan showed up to play. Let's play E4 this game. No, but I mean, come on. Like, you can't sign up and then just leave. Oh my god, is Ethan not here either? Okay. Alekhine. Ooh, interesting. So you can push, but I personally like to give them the opportunity to make it a Vienna. So okay, well, he's playing like this. Oh. Okay, my favorite thing to play against this kind of a setup. Let's see what he plays. Is he going to play Philidor? Is he going to play PIRC, like King's Indian? What's he going to play? Okay. Let's go H3. This is my favorite line, and I'll show you guys in a second. Why? Knight E2. Say, why? Why are you going there? Why not Knight F3? You about to find out. Okay, knight takes. Okay. I'm just waiting to show the reason. It's not, no, this is not coming. This is not coming. That's coming. Yes. Yes. And then this to guard the center. And then this and this. I love this setup. This setup is so strong. So strong. By the way, does someone want to replace Snower? I need a chess.com username and a rapid rating. Your rapid rating should be about 14, 1500. 14, 1500, okay? I need a chess.com username. Write it in the chat, and I can slot you in, please. Okay, Palto Gia. Oh my goodness, that's a long username. Oh my god. Oh, so we got a lot of 1400s in the chat. Okay. So I'll slot you in. That guy will play in place of Snower. And then Connor, I'll also play against you. So we'll play two 1400s. Okay, with a little bit out of order, but you know, it's fine. Okay, done, guys. We're done. We're done. We picked two people. We picked two people. Thank you though. Gotta get in here. Okay, what's he thinking about? What's he thinking about? He thinking about castling? What's he thinking about? Okay, just finish my development. I can also play F4. Whoa. That doesn't look very good. What? What is that? What? You know, guys, I was gonna castle kingside, which is actually okay because you're safe, but I think I'm gonna go long. Listen, I think I'm gonna go long here. I mean, yeah, oh, I'm so bad at chess. Now he has this. Why did I walk into this? Now I have to waste another move, because I don't want him to get here and then take my bishop. Okay, so it just turns out I'm trash and he's really smart. Having said that, his knight in the center is not going anywhere, and I'm going to play the move F4, and then he's got to go. So, yeah, Queen E2 was so much better than Queen D2. Queen E2, I should have anticipated why he brought his knight back. But the thing is, think about this, it's move 12 now. Let's move 11 for black. It's move 12 for me next. It's black's 11th move. Black has no development. Like, his knights are just out in the center, so they could be targets, and he blunders immediately. He blunders the move F4. He has this check. But, like, gotta make sure, am I fine here? Oh! There is something so nasty there. If I take with the queen, he has knight D3 check. Oh my goodness. Savage, man! Ooh! Ooh! Queen F2, did he see all that? I swear I'm playing like world champion caliber. And I don't want to take with a king. I mean, his queen gets in. I don't like that. What is going on here, guys? What is this? What is this? What are we doing? What is happening? Are you guys just really inspired today? You guys are beating me up, man. I feel like I'm the sage of the dojo, and I'm like fighting all the new guys, and they're all just, beating me up. Okay, but now playtime's over. So, instructive. Don't attack the knight with the pawn. A lot of people do this. They just start chasing, right? They start chasing. But, why? 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 Why chase? Because he just goes back, right? Right, you gotta go back. This is different. This is different because when he takes, I take and I open up my bishop. Now I'm gonna play, I'm thinking, should I take this? Should I take this? Or should I just play rook to d1? Those are my 3 candidate moves. I also have bishop attacking the pawn. I'm gonna bring my rook. I mean, the position's gonna get a lot easier to play the more pieces I have involved, right? So I play rook d1, and now I have another piece in the game, which obviously doesn't hurt. I should hide my king like behind my pieces, maybe. But I'm not taking this bishop because it's not doing much. I mean, this bishop, like, what is it doing, you know? So, guys, you don't need to still be typing your username. That we already picked 2 people. That happened like 5 minutes ago. We're good. Thank you. Anyway, I feel like I'm like, yeah, like the older, wiser guy, you know, in the martial arts gym, and all these new guys are coming in and just beating me up. Is this a good move? When he goes b6, he's defending his knight, but he might be opening. Yeah. So now if I take, his knight goes back. I can also take. Ooh, something ain't feeling right. But my knight, this guy here needs to be protected. So if I take, I like this. You know what? I like this. I'll tell you why I like this. His knight is just really bad now. So for a move, I can do whatever I want because his knight is very passive. So for example, I can play a move like queen to f3, which attacks his knight and defends my pawn. And next move, maybe I play king g2, and now then my development is basically fully complete. So I'm definitely slightly better here. I'm just improving my position little by little. Also, once he moves his knight, I can take on d6, which is good. So, it's good. It's good. Slowly improving our position. But it's hard, you know, because this guy's 1600 rapid, he's 1800 blitz, right? Like, at this level, you are not gonna crack them over the top of the head, right? Rook b8 is a little slow, though. Rook b8 is a very passive move. It gets the job done, but it's a little passive. It's a little passive. Again, I'm not trying to take, and I don't want to take this either, because he's defending it. So my options are to finish my setup, or to just go insane. I don't believe in going insane here, though. Also, knight b5 is possible, hitting his pawns. Actually, I kind of like that move. That move looks a little stupid, but I like it. And I'll tell you why. Because this is just under attack. Just straight up under attack. And I can just go there and try to get to c6. Can't I? I can also just go back and try to get to c6. That looks a lot less stupid, actually. just trying to get to the c6 square. It's about, at this level, it's also about finding the weak squares. He takes, but what about knight c6? I'm sorry. What about this? So now this is hanging, this is hanging, this is hanging, and the rook cannot be taken because the queen is protecting it. That looks really juicy. That knight on c6. That knight on c6 looks really nice. Chef's kiss. Okay, we look for checks. No checks. Just take the rook. Is that what I should just do here? Just take the rook? Probably just take the rook, right? That looks like a good move. Okay. Now taking is a little bit different because at least this queen is very far away. I kind of like taking now. Now is a good moment to begin simplifying because I'm up material and I can now use the knight's positioning against it, right? So his knight is passive, his queen is passive. The count in the position is I have a rook for a knight, but he has an extra pawn. He takes. That's a good move. Equal danger. So if I take his knight, he takes my bishop. So I guess I will take with the bishop. He's going to go back. It's a game. It's a game. I mean, I'm slightly better, but I have to work for it here. Definitely have to work for it. Like maybe a king move or maybe queen g3. And I'll tell you my logic of this move. The logic is that I'm hitting this now with a second piece, forcing him to take me. And I think I'm happier in trading the pieces, right? I think I'm the happier version of the two opponents. Because again, I'm up some material, so it makes sense for me to trade. Having said that, he's going to get a very active queen. This is far from over. Far from over. So let's play rook h2 to bring the rook to the open file. Let's also take a bite of our breakfast. Okay, now that we're well fed, we are eating an egg sandwich with some tomato. Okay, so I planned all that, right? I planned to meet this with c4. So at this point, it's also going to be about our king's safety, because our king is very open. The truth is, it's very open, but we are defending the squares around the king very well, and we're negating the movement of his pieces. Again, I'll say that one more time. Negating the movement of his pieces, which means he can't move so easily. Like, his knight cannot move forward, his rook is very passive, his pawns can move, but don't forget that when the pawns move, they will create weaknesses. Like, this pawn cannot move because it's defending the knight. This pawn is his best shot, and I will not open the position when he does that. So, yes, I think this is going to be my next move. Of course, also a queen trade would really make my life easier, because I never have to be worried about getting checkmated. Q16 sub for 5 months. Shout out to my man Q16 from Belgium. Huge supporter of the channel. I can also potentially, you know, sometimes hidden in these positions are little breaks that end up turning the tables, and I'm attacking him. By the way, if you guys don't follow me yet on Instagram, or you do but you don't check it often, I posted yesterday. I made an instructive post. Made an instructive post. You guys can check it out. It's a carousel post. So it's on the fishing pole trap. You guys know what that is? Really want to play this move, Rook G2. But I also want to trade queens. I don't know what to play. I have a lot of moves. Queen F2, Queen... Rook D5 looks nice, but then he's gonna go here, and he's not actually threatening anything. It's all covered, but I don't know. Actually, I changed my mind. Let me tell you why. I just combined two ideas. So you know why F5 is so strong? F5 is so strong because his rook and knight support it, right? But if I go Rook D5, he no longer has more support on this square. He doesn't have that anymore. And now, maybe I break through first. How about them apples? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this is just terrible. But now, I think I can play like Rook F2, for example, and I'll hide my king behind my pieces. Look at this. So, if I just played King G2, my rook is stuck. But by playing my pieces to the middle and then running my king here, my king is perfectly safe behind all of my pieces, and then I can start getting to work. Like, the reason I'm not playing G5 now is because he's not going to take me. He's going to play H5. Like, G5 looks great if he takes, and then I'm attacking him, but he's just going to play H5. So, plus, by putting the rook here, notice I've disconnected my king and queen, which is good because they would have been in danger. So that's another instructive thing here. So he plays this. Doesn't that looks like a mistake. Wait, that's a big case, isn't that? No, he's going to take my queen. What about C5? C5. Take, knight is hit, has to go back. Okay, now we are getting the simplification we so craved. Oh, wait. Are we? We are, yeah. The knight is hanging and the queen is hit. Okay, so I was worried that he was going to play knight to e4, disconnecting us, but that doesn't work. Because I would have attacked his knight, and he would have had nothing. He would have lost material. So he trades, and now his knight has to go very passive. And now we turn it into an endgame, and in an endgame, we have a big advantage, because we have activity. In endgames, material is important, but oh my goodness, the activity of your pieces is extremely important. And we don't attack because he's going to get to come back. We shut his knight out of the game. And then next, now maybe, also because his knight is guarding this pawn. Ooh. C6, knight d6, ba5, rook a8, take. I don't want to rush, you know? Let's just be instructive. Let's shut his knight out of the game forever. Ooh, now we have rook d7. Ooh. Oh, this is not good. This is not good for black. This is not good. We are playing an endgame where we have 2 rooks and he has 1. Now, of course, he should play here. He's not playing it, but he has to get his knight back into the game, and he's just not playing it. And he should. This is the best move. Now he might play it if he's watching the stream, but he has to play knight d8. It's the only way. He's got to play this move. And if he doesn't play it, and he plays g5, which is not good, because now the rooks are in. Rooks on the 7th rank for white, or rooks on the 2nd rank for black in endgames are killers. You guys have probably heard this concept. Rooks on the 7th. This is why, because they are like a laser beam, and they will take everything. They will take everything. Rook e3. Can give a check, maybe. Let's give a check. He goes to the corner. We'll move away. Goes like this. Now this, and mate will happen. It's going to be a ladder mate. Going to be a ladder. Okay, good move. Because he actually avoids getting mated, but he is losing a knight here. Okay, now we go here, and he cannot stop ladder mate. Well, he can. He has one way. But this guy was 1800. We actually played in 1800 a lot earlier than I would have expected. But we did. Now, this is easy. c6. He's putting up some resistance. And now we win. Thank you, ACOS, for sub-gifting. And that's game over. Okay. Lot to learn in that game. I mean, a lot to learn. First of all, you know, going for knight c3 to try to make it a Vienna. And then using this h3, g4 against kind of like the King's Indian setup. Very interesting system. A lot of piece maneuvering in this game. And a lot of tactics. Like, for example, here, if I had played this, he had knight d3. And a lot of you were yelling at me about cd3, knight d3. But, or were just yelling at me about cd3. But he sacks a knight and then he wins a queen. So that was not an easy game of chess. That was a difficult game. Lot of maneuvering here, and then the concept of like getting the exchange up, but still having to play, you know, forcing him to trade me. And then here it's about like coordination of pieces, negating the movement of his pieces, and then simplifying into an endgame. So a lot of stuff in this game. I'm gonna play several more people. So I'm gonna go back in the queue first. I'm gonna play I'm Connor. You guys just have to be in live chess. Next I'll play I'll probably go up, like I play Sveshnikov, for example, but, okay. So e4, I've played d5, e5. Let me play the CARO KANN one game. Has no one played d4 this whole climb? That's pretty crazy. d5? Yes. When you missed c5, it was bad. Okay, against this, let's play bishop f5. This is the main line. I mean, c5's the other one. Now, will he play what I play? Will he play what I play? You are not out, Palto. I still have to play you. I have to play Moni, and I play Sveshnikov. So he plays what yeah, this is what I recommend. Now h5. My course here is h4, h5. And you don't let them take any space on that side of the board. Now, knight f3 is not what I recommend. So now e6. But it's still fine. And the point is that you just try to play for c5. And queen b6 and knight c6. That's what you're trying to do. You put your bishop on f5 and you look to okay, that's all. This is not good. This is the thing. You can't just have one move in your knowledge. You should not be putting the knight in front of the c-pawn here. Because your pawn cannot move up. And if your pawn cannot move up, you cannot stabilize your center. Right? You stabilize your center with pawns. That's the issue. The knight on c3 here, it does not belong on that square, as we will see. Now, not to mention, okay, that's a very reasonable move to try to just counter me. cd4, there's knight d4. So actually, in many positions, you can let them take you, believe it or not. You can just play knight c6 and let them take. Why? Because then they have 2 targets in the center of the board. So they just have Thresh, thank you for the 6 months. One Temper, thanks for the 2 months. They just have 2 targets in the center if they play dc5. And you can target those pawns by playing moves like queen a5, by even wasting one more move to pin the knight to the queen. Why? Oh, something's wrong here. Yeah, look. Why do you spend one more move? Because this knight is a defender of the center of the board. And now we have a way here to chop it all off. So take. And I'm going to go knight e7. So again, this is not free because of knight f5. And we see a problem here. His bishops are staring into pawns, right? So we have knight takes, which is a serious threat because it completely damages his structure. We have knight e5, and we also have d4, by the way, which is another threat, which would fork. And that would be winning. So we have all these things to deal with. And he finds a super random move I did not even think about. Yeah, taking on h5 here is not, it's not going to cut it. So I'm going to chop off his bishop first. So now he loses a massive defender of his dark squares. You guys will notice we have this on the other side. So I can play g6 here. He has to move his bishop, and we will immediately win back the h-pawn. While he has 3 pawns in the center on dark squares, and he doesn't have a dark squared bishop to account for those pawns, right? So we're going to take on h4. So if he takes, it's a check, and now he's going to lose the right to castle. And if he has to move his rook. Okay, so he does this. Now his king has to move, and we will win back a second pawn, maybe a third pawn, and maybe even a fourth pawn. So it's interesting how we go from 2 pawns down, to at least a pawn up, and maybe even more, right? Bishop c5. Somebody's saying on bishop h5, why couldn't I play d4? I absolutely could have played d4. I could have played d4, yes. In fact, d4 might have been a little bit stronger, but I just want to show like how easily you can go from a position where you seem to be losing material to now, you're not. Now, what's wrong with knight e5? Right? So I just want to give you guys good habits. Scan for their checks. Scan for their checks. Look at what checks they have. Okay, look at what checks they have. Get the king out of the way. He plays g4. That... he wants rook h1. That's kind of cool. That makes sense. But what about d4 here? Oh, this move looks good. Why? Because we shred and open the center. His king is on the other side. Create this pawn break, and he is in big trouble. He is in big trouble. I think white is already losing. He was losing actually already even here. His position was already falling apart because his center fell apart. But it's about conversion, right? It's about taking the better position. And what do you have to focus on? His king is weak. Rook is opposite the king, so it's good to focus on the king, right? So, play d4. Now, he might have a way of defending the position here, but I don't see it. I don't see it. But somehow, always when we do these climbs, you know. Now we take with the knight. Why? Don't take with the rook. It looks good. It looks good. Although, I gotta tell you, actually, wait a second. I'm reconsidering. He's gonna hide, and I don't have any back rank, mate. Knight d4 is the best move. Why? We attack the queen. And anywhere our knight moves on the next move, we're gonna have an attack on the king. So we take with the knight. He can't move his king, because we take the queen. So he's gotta move his queen. He's gotta move his queen. He's gotta take with he's gotta worry about us taking his queen. So he's gotta move his queen, and then we can take. And it's double check, or we go double check this way and win his rook. It's very bad. It's all very bad here. Very, very bad. And think about it. Our opponent's 1455 rapid, right? Very, 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 very solid rating. Very, very solid player. But the knowledge of the CARO KANN there comes in handy. This is a tricky move. So he wants to give me this check. And then he wants to get away. Nope. 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 I'm using the bishop as an umbrella. I'm hiding behind the bishop. I'm not going to let him, even for a free bishop, I'm not going to give him a check. So his queen still remains hanging, and I still have threats on it. And the bonus is that his bishop is away from the king. So now his bishop is not even defending his king. But that was a good idea. Bishop b7. Yes, the umbrella bishop. And now we hide behind the bishop, and we're doing quite well here. We're doing quite well. I think the position is unholdable for white. I mean, I just don't see how you defend it, because I'm gonna have 4 pieces attacking this king in a moment. Queen g5, knight f3, knight b3, and etc. He can't go queen b5 because I just take it. All right, where is the win? I'm really inclined to start with this move. Can he bring his bishop back if I play that? Check. Yes. 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 Don't let him run away. Don't let him run away. Queen g5. So now he has this, that. Those are the 3 king moves. Not a single one of those king moves is going to get him out of checkmate. But he is up 1 point, so maybe I should resign. King here. Check. Maybe knight check back this way? Oh, that's it. That's what we're going to do. Oh, that's very instructive. We are going to give him a discovered check, which blocks his bishop from defending his king. Now if he goes king here or king here, queen to e3 defended by the bishop is a mate. And if he goes here, we have, I don't know, some other mate probably. He just runs out this way. Probably like check. Yes. Yes. Wow, that's nice. He can take. We're going to walk his king down into our territory. So queen b6 is going to be the final move. Check here and mate. Wow. Lights out. Lights out. That was nice. Very, very brutal attack there. Let's see how clean we did it. Did we do it cleanly is the question. So this is definitely winning. The best move here is for sure. I thought it was d4. d4 is the second. Well, the computer likes this. It thinks this and this is also good. So d4, knight d4 is the best move. King b8 is so close to being the best move, but king b7 is actually better. I should have taken. But, oh, I didn't. Oh, chat, I'm so bad. Chat, I'm so bad. I found mate in 7, but I had mate in 5. Oh, chat, I'm so bad. I missed knight b3. King e2, rook d2, king f3, rook f2, queen f2, queen f2, king e4, queen e3 mate. Oh, chat, I'm so bad. Okay, just end it here, man. I found mate in 7. I didn't find mate in 5. I'm so bad, chat. I'm so bad. Okay. Let's give Palto a game. Palto replaced us, helped us out in the queue. So I'll go what did I play? I'll play e4 this game. So bad. So, how am I so bad, chat? Oh, yes. Let's play a CARO. Now I'm playing the advanced. This is okay. H4. Okay, so it's the same thing, but last game we had black, now we have white. Let's show you how to do it. Let's show you how to do it. Last game I played the move H5. But let's see what he does. Okay, he's already thinking, which is good news. This is my recommendation. It's called the Tal variation of the CARO. H6. The difference of H6 and H5 is that I can play G4, right? So just G4 here, attacking him, taking some space, and now we will see where his alfil goes. So my opponent says I've lost before to this move. Now we play E6. The second his bishop goes away from this diagonal, we sacrifice a pawn. Why? Because first of all, if he doesn't take it, we will take with check, and he loses the right to castle. Then, if he takes, destabilize the light squares, and the pawns are doubled, which is good for us. The pawns cannot make any forward progress, stunting the development of his bishop. Now, a lot of people here play knight d7 because they try to play e5, which looks very logical. It does look logical, I'm not going to lie, because you want to break out with e5. All right, but he gives me a check. Against this, what do? Do I just develop? I mean, development looks good. Bishop d2 looks good. Knight d2 looks good. They all look good. What do I play? Knight c3. The problem with knight d7 there, which a lot of people do play, is that queen to g6 is literally mate. Now, the way he's doing it, he's not going to get mated, but he's going to lose the right to castle. Should I take this pawn? I almost don't want to. Sometimes when you have such a lead in development, taking pawns is not even recommended because you waste a full turn. But I'm going to do it. I feel like it's just free. My queen is very nice there. And in my next few moves, I'm just going to finish my development. So knight to f3. Here's this. See, this is what I mean. Yeah, you waste a move. Sometimes you can give your opponent just enough time to get back into the game. But he can't. I mean, he can't take this pawn. I guess he drew me once. That's his profile picture. That's pretty funny. In like a simul or something. So now I want to go here, but I can't What about knight e5? Here, take queen d7. I don't like queen d7 there. Before we trade pieces, we should finish our development. Maybe bishop d2. Bishop d2. I like this more because this way at least my queen can get out. You know, like bishop e3 is active also, but I like that my queen can just get out of danger if necessary. And then I'm going to castle queenside. So he has no right to castle. He's trying to trade the queen. There you go. Exactly what I predicted would happen. So now I'm going to get out. I don't want a queen trade. Queen trade, actually, I might lose all my advantage, by the way. Like, my advantage here is his king is weak. That's my advantage. How do I punish a weak king? I need my most powerful attacking piece on the board. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to keep my queen. I'm going to get my king out of the middle. And then we are going to go to work. Plays g6 because he wants to get his bishop out. I'm going to castle as promised. And my next move, how is bishop e3 active? I'm saying, traditionally speaking, people would say bishop e3 is active. It's not active. My bishop can't really get active. But now, he might lose in the next few moves. First of all, I'm threatening knight f7, which wins a rook. Second of all, if he takes, I have a fork. It's very difficult for him to already do stuff. And third of all, I'm threatening this. And that move is bad news because his king is about to get walloped. Now I can put my bishop on f4, and I wasn't able to do that before. So this is bad. For example, I will take with check. He might run out this way and hang his queen. That might happen. I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm saying it might. It did not happen. Now I like knight to a4, trying to go knight to c5. If he plays b6, I like queen a6, sneaking in. In fact, isn't that just completely winning? Who exactly is stopping me from getting in with my queen? Who exactly? Can someone please tell me? So we're punishing his setup because his king is in the middle. So we're looking for the weakest squares, and he can't play knight e4 defending that square because bishop h8. Like, ooh, and now I like g5 too. I like g5. Like a lot of stuff here. Knight c5. There it is. We've landed. Is he gonna go king c8? Gonna go king c8? What's he doing? That is brave. Can I sacrifice? Sometimes in positions like this, there is a sack looming. And then you can get another piece. I'm going to play rook d3. I'm going to prepare le sacrifice. I don't think that's a word in French. It's probably like le sacrifice. Sacrifice. Because I want to get my rook and my queen playing. And I need to get my other rook. I mean, my boy on h1 is just slacking. What's this guy even doing? 20 moves, he hasn't moved. My man is 22 years old, still living in the basement. Come on, man. Come on. You know, find something you're good at. Find something you love to do. Go out and do it. Knight takes b7. It's got to be winning. If it's not winning, I'll eat a sock. If he takes my knight, he will get absolutely clobbered here. And the way you find these things is... the way you... oh, see, he's not taking. He knows what's going to happen if he takes. Does this threaten anything? The bishops see each other. Can play rook f3, which attacks his queen. Actually, rook f3 is a good move. Because it's like, his queen needs to stay protecting his bishop. Or he has to block the attack on the queen. The only way for the queen to protect the bishop is to go to this very passive square, g8. Right? Now, of course, I could have taken on g7. What's up, Sam? Everyone says sack for a better position or sack for better development. Is there a situation outside of a mating pattern where you always go for the sack? Yeah, positional. Oh, you said better position. Well, the thing is, you have to understand what that even means. What does it mean, positional? It means dominant control of a square. That's what it would mean, you know? It means, like, certain things that are a little hard to understand in the beginning. You sacrifice to weaken the king. You sacrifice to open lines for your pieces. You sacrifice for dominant control of a square. You sacrifice when the piece you're sacrificing has a lower relative value to what you're gaining. What does that mean? That means, for example, if you sack a rook, which isn't doing much, for a knight that's relatively worth 4 points because of how powerful it is, that's when you should sacrifice. That's a good move. He's getting out of danger a little bit, but I am getting in with my queen, and it is bad news for my opponent. So if he tries to run, I'm going to play check, and I'm going to win his rook. And then when his king gets here, I'm going to win his second rook because he can't take by virtue of this pin. So king d7 here is not good. The problem is neither is king d8. Nothing is good. It's all bad. And it was all bad because of the opening, because of how aggressive we played this CARO. and just got a huge lead in development. And now we're going to bring it home. We just got to finish the job. So queen b7 looks mighty nice, but he plays rook c8. I'm thinking knight c6. Knight c6, king e8. Really? Is he actually going to survive this somehow? What about this? No, he just, I mean... Why am I not winning? Where's my win? Where's my win? Check, here, here. Where's my win? Why am I not winning? I mean, I can take the queen. Like, trade the queen, and then... If I take, knight has to take. I'm very perplexed. What, like, it should just be lights out here. I have an idea. I'm going to take his bishop, and then I'm going to put my rook on e3. This should be easily winning, because now I have a new piece joining the party. Had he blocked my attack, I think I just attacked the pinned piece. Right, so he goes here, he pins himself, so I can play f3. By doing this, I think I just take on c6 and we win. Because it's check, and then on king e8, I take again with check. It's just bad. It's not good. So... Eat the sock? Why am I eating the sock? What sock am I? What? Huh? You're still waiting for the win? You don't think we're winning? If the sack didn't work, but it did work. But it is winning. What do you... Huh? What do y'all... What? Shh. I'm gonna take. I'll tell you why. Because now I have this. And this is pretty clean. Now I attack the rook. He doesn't move it. So, this is winning. You guys are not happy with the position where I'm up 9 points of material? You guys are hard to please. Eat the sock, Gotham. You're only up 9 points. You said win. That's not winning. You should see the games I mess up when I'm up 9 points. So here's what might happen, okay? Here's what might happen. We might get knight g4, rook f7, king d6, knight b5, king here, rook e6, king b5, and then some sort of mating net that we have to find. We also can go knight b5, king c6, rook c3, king b5, rook b7, king a6. All of that is happening. Let's go knight b5 check. We don't have to give up the knight, but our rook is hanging. Now, we probably have a mate net. So, we're going to prevent the king from escaping. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do here. King b2 is next. Yup. So now his king cannot go anywhere, and we have a mate probably in a few moves. Oh, that's clever. Check. Now, you can, of course, trade the rook, but why? Mate is better than trading rooks. Or who knows? Depends who you ask. After this, guys, we'll play one more game. He does resign. Man, that was just literally a result of the opening. I mean, that was just us doing good things. Just not trading the queen. The most instructive moment of this game. Not trading the queen. Not trading the queen, okay? I cannot stress this enough. You have a lead in development like this, do not trade the queen. Okay? No, I'm going to play one more game for YouTube, but I will play a few more games otherwise. All right, next game will be against I Play Sveshnikov. I'm going to finish with e4 because I like this line a lot. He's Norwegian and he has AlphaZero, or Lila Chess. E4C... Oh, I should have known. He plays Sveshnikov. Huh. A3 Sicilian. Let's teach you guys the A3 Sicilian. He plays G6. Knight C3. The point is B4, but against this line, you play like this. Knight C3 and Bishop C4. He's thinking. I don't know what he's thinking about. I mean, this is the only move that you can play after playing G6. Sicilian for beginners? This guy's 1825. He is not a beginner. Please do not insult my opponent. He has played over nearly 2,000 games, and probably on other accounts as well. Okay, well, maybe he got some food delivered. I'm assuming by his username that he does in fact play the Sveshnikov. Yes, I mean, there's not much that... Also, Johnzy. Wait, I missed the sub-gifts from Johnzy. Sorry. How did I miss that? I have to be at least you have to be at least 2,000 to play Sicilian? I didn't say that. That's fake news. E6. Now, in these positions, Black likes to play knight e7 and try to play pawn to d5. So that's why I'm moving my... Okay, never mind. But d5 comes with a tempo on my bishop, so I just slide the bishop out of the way. Now I'm going to play h4. This is what you do here. Okay? This is what you do here. You play h4. Why? Because we want to play h5. Why? Because maybe in some positions we will sacrifice. Plus, his king will probably castle there. Now, a lot of people here, they decide what to do with this h-pawn. They're like, do I play h6? He doesn't want to... He doesn't even care, this guy. Wow, okay. So I can play this, which looks nice. What that does is it pins his knight to the queen, which means it stops guarding the center. I can also just play h5, because his knight is not guarding. It's not guarding, because that knight is guarding the center. So I've deflected his knight away from the defense of the central pawn, which should be good for me, but we'll see. Who knows? Only the gods know. Bishop takes. I was gonna take with a knight, but I decided not to. I like my bishop here. I've got pressure on c6, pressure on f7. You know, maybe he goes back, maybe he castles, maybe he plays like bishop e6 or bishop f5. I don't know. Queen e7 check. A lot of possible options here. Or you just hang a piece. That's why I was going to play knight takes d5. Because he takes. This is a bad move in most positions, but I just forgot about it. He takes my knight with check, and now I lose a defender. Okay, let's try to fight back down a piece. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. I just completely, I was like, I can't play bishop d5 because of bishop c3, and then I was like, I'm going to play bishop d5. I just completely blanked on the move bishop c3. Okay, fine, we're down a piece. Still instructive, because maybe we will win the game down a piece. I don't know. Maybe not. But that was good. He immediately punished me for an opening mistake. So, no, I was just trying to talk and pretend like I didn't blunder, that's all. But in reality, I did very much make a mistake there. That's a good move. It's going to be very hard to fight back here, I'm not going to lie. Because I know this, I've played this guy. He's good. Which is just a generally good thing. So I'm going to check him. He is rushing to simplify the position. Now, the clock is also a weapon. This is a 10-minute game, so ultimately there is a lot of time on the clock. But the clock is a weapon. Not a physical weapon, but rather one that you can use against your opponent. Rook h4 is a move, definitely. So we're going to try to play the game quickly. Although that might backfire anyway, because we already blundered once, so that's the risk you have to take. Alright, so... Now let's see what he does. But this is bad. This is very bad, because I still have to get my king out of the middle. Gotta do a lot of things here. You can feel him choking. He's thinking. He's not choking. So that's a good move. He's looking for a queen trade. I mean, can you blame the guy? Do we want a queen trade? Not really. Not really, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's probably completely fine, but I can't say I want a queen trade. I'm sorry. So, but let's see what he comes up with. He should win this game. I think 1800 in a position like this with this much time should be winning against me. Should be winning against me. It's very bad. It's probably about -4, -5 for black, which is very much a winning position. Damn, knight d5. What am I doing? What am I doing? It's fine. Can I do the Stafford Gambit? Like right now? I mean, I already kind of played a Gambit. It's a Gambit. It's called the Gotham is a Moron Gambit. So I kind of played a Gambit, but just not a very good one. Is this rated? No. No, the climb games are unrated. He castles. Okay. Man, what the heck am I gonna play here? His rooks are about to show up. Goodness, it's about to get terrible. Thinking like somehow, well, this is also coming. So I'm gonna go here. I need to sidestep the pin on my queen. It's too strong. Knight g5, unfortunately, is a trade of queens. Again, the more pieces I trade, I have to time this correctly. If I trade pieces too early, it's going to be almost impossible to make a comeback. But if I trade pieces and make it an endgame, like when he has maybe 3 minutes on the clock with no bonus, then maybe. So it's about that. You'll notice I'm already up 3 minutes on the clock. He will have to start playing faster. How's his bullet rating? 1400. Okay, that's good. That means that in positions he has to play instantly, I have chances to save the game. Having said that, it's going to be a while before we get to that point. But where do I put my king? I'm going to put my king here and bring the rook to the center. So every move I play is going to have to just be very fast and sacrifice quality for speed. How to do what say for now checkmate, but can maybe say sure instead for things. Right, makes sense, makes sense. He's attacking my pawn. God, defending with the king looks so scary. But the way you look at this is, can he check me? No. That's a weakness, but I'll defend it. You know, I'll get rid of his knight. So, no, too slow, too slow. That's way too slow of a move. That gives me a full turn to, like, kind of figure something out, right? So now that he's played one slow move, I'm going to start consolidating a little bit faster. It's still not perfect. It's still very lost, but at least we will, you know. Try to make something happen. Okay, that's a good move. I gotta deal with more stuff. Jeez, this is terrible. It's got knight c4 I can't take. Put my queen e2. I mean, I hate it, but... No, queen e2 loses. There's tactics all over the place here. I was thinking of even sacrificing my rook. But, oh god, I don't want to do that. That does not look very kosher. I gotta think, actually. It's a spot where I gotta spend some time. This could be a moment I have to bail out into the endgame, honestly. It's also this. No, I know this is a bad move, but sometimes you just have no choice. Okay, he's down to below 4 minutes. This is at least good news. This is at least good news. The whole point here is that I protect the c4 square. So if knight c4 or rook c4, he can sack his queen and win the queen back and leave me with the world's ugliest pawn structure ever. But at least then the material is equal. I'm no longer down a piece. And he can't go g5, so I'm going to have at least one more move. But the thing is, in positions like this, where the opponent is so weak, me, not him, I'm weak, I'm down a piece and I'm in a terrible position, there are tactics everywhere. You have to scan what can you capture. I'm happy if he keeps spending a minute on every move. I would love that, because, you know, the more time I get off the clock, the better. Okay, bishop to g5 now. Now I can plant my bishop on this square, and that looks pretty good. I attack his rook, he gets out of the way. Now, I am ready to bring another piece to the party. Now I'm figuring it out a little bit. It's still very lost, but it's better than it once was, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just a complete idiot, but it looks like with 3 minutes on the clock and at least all my pieces in the game, I have a chance, okay? That's a good move because it attacks this. So now I have to go something like here. Queen e3. So just defend the position and continue to make it annoying and difficult for him to play. Don't think there are any forks here, guys. Knight f3, I would have taken his queen. He goes here to push, and I can't push because of the rules of chess. What about this? Uh-oh. Look who's on the other side. No. Uh-oh. Now, he might have something totally insane here. I don't know. He could, like, have a knight c4. I don't know. He could have something, but I don't know. I don't know. f4. Okay. So, of course, if I take, I lose my queen. What if I slide forward one square? I think f4 was a mistake, and I'll tell you why after the game. If I trade the queens, this, yeah, that looks good. The queen trade actually now looks good. Queen trade looks good. See, now is the perfect moment. Now we start trading. And he's got 2 minutes. He's got 2 minutes to figure out this position. So he attacks my bishop. But what if I just get out of the way? Like, he still has this issue of the knight in the center, right? So he's falling apart here. And now he's only got 2 minutes on the clock. So this is bad. This is very bad for him, and he's still taking a lot of time. I can take. Oh, no, I can't because he can move his knight. But I thought here, and then we trade everything, and I can win the knight after. But I don't have that. So now I have to take his knight. Okay, that's it. We're no longer a piece down. Huge. Huge. Why don't I take his knight with the pawn? Well, that's the whole point, man. That I'm trying to walk you through that, right? Oh, that pawn used to guard this knight. Now we've won 2 pawns. That's it. That's it. Now we're winning. We're just straight up winning. I can just go back, I think, and I'm fine. Wow, that was a good. Hey, that was a good. I mean, I like ending on games like that. You know, I like ending on games like that because I'm just getting crushed. You know, and it's an exercise in defense, because chess is somehow in chess when we're losing, it's like a swindle. You know, it's considered like bad to like save a game, but think it's any sporting event. You know, saving a game from a losing position is like from a losing score. That's something that just happens. You know. But it's still not over because my bishop is not out of the woods and my pawns are really terrible. Now it's over. Now it's over. Because now my bishop and rook link up. If I can save my bishop here, the game gets a lot easier for me. Yes, like being down 3-1 in an NBA Finals. Yeah. 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 So now this... I don't know, maybe this pawn, maybe this. Still, like, it's not simple. It is not simple. I want to say this is supposed to be easy, but he still has a lot of tricks and traps. I mean, he's still playing this very well. He's bringing all his pawns toward my king. Let's give him a check. And now let's go here, and that should get us closer, but it's still not over. It is still not over. Now it's over. He should have played g4. That's what he did. But that's what he should have done. But now it's over. If he pushes... I don't know. Bishop h6. Get this pawn. And then we can take this, and it guards the promotion square. Still tricky, though. Still tricky. Now, there's one very useful trap here. Yes. I cannot move my rook. Unless... Tricks. And then it's still not simple, but at least I get this. So there's a trick. Oh man. Oh man, he was so winning. This is a good game to end on. He was so winning here, man. He was so winning. It was probably like -7. Yeah, -7. It's literally -7 on the board. I mean, wow. By the way, in this position, he has a gorgeous move. He has an amazing move. He has knight f3. And if I take, I lose my rook. If I go here, there's this. And this is just terrible for me. I mean, he just brings his rooks. He had a lot of moments he could have sacrificed something near my king. For example, here he could have played knight takes f3. He could have sacrificed his rook with a check and then moved his king, and there's nothing I can do to defend against 3 threats and double check. I can't do anything. Crazy. Crazy. I mean, that was just a ridiculous game. And I mean, he deserved all the credit. He was totally winning, and yeah, wow. I like Razor like saying bye to YouTube. Yeah, we'll end the recording here. We'll definitely play a few more games, but jeez. Oh my god. And that opening blunder was just awful. That was so bad. So bad. You know, so bad. Bishop d5, bishop c3. Oh my goodness. Just go here. In fact, actually, maybe even sacrifice first. And then play like knight d5 or queen h5. This could be a little bit fun. So, yeah. Happens. Good games.